8:41 here on the Morning Rush with Weekend Gabe. Shout out to Chan Hayes out of Nova Scotia, Canada. Say that 3 times fast.
Nova Scotia.
Exactly. It's a mouthful. But shout out to him. He has a new album out. It's here. Shout out to Tiffany Walden for getting up hella early to talk about The Shy. She's the real MVP. I'm just saying.
So far, so good. And she was even like...
Yeah, like groggy. Like, like where are my glasses at? Yeah, no, she was on point.
She rolled out of bed and was like, yeah, let me tell you about The Shy real fast.
Yeah, let me tell you, sometimes like getting up right away and people just, peppering you with questions, your mind might actually be working a lot faster than when you're just sort of just like...
I know that's not my mind. I'd be like, The Shy, The Wire, are we watching again?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Joining us now, friend of the show, 2-time returning champion. Everyone's a champion who comes back more than once. Skipp Whitman joins us from California. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Good. How are you?
Good. 2-time returning champion. You joined us last spring when you had pieces out. So you're back to talk about your upcoming record, unreleased songs, Volume 1. So Tony and I were like, hey, he's gonna talk about unreleased songs off the unreleased songs, Volume 1. It's
totally, man. I'm back. It's, you know what's funny is it's the project is called Unfinished Songs, but it is also unreleased. It's not even out yet. So,
exactly, not yet.
Both apply.
We got the Volume 1 part down, right?
Yeah.
Yes. That's for sure.
Well, which leads us to believe that there's more records that are unreleased that you got in the chamber that will eventually come out in due time.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. Like a lot of these tracks were actually from Peace. They were songs that like I got to a certain point with, and for whatever reason, I couldn't think of second verse or like they didn't make full songs. But I had all these songs sitting here, and I was like, I may as well, put those out. So I'm gonna start doing a series. That's why I did Volume 1 of just songs that I didn't quite think album worthy, but I wanted everybody to hear. So
yeah, let's catch people up to speed, like who Skipp Whitman is. You're from Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Now you're residing in California. You've been putting out music for almost 10 years now, maybe a little bit over 10 years now. Peace was the first record that we here at the show heard of you, but you've been working with the Stack Selectors, some really big names in hip hop, and you've been self-producing and independently releasing a lot of your music on your own. So I got that down right?
You got it, man. That was very succinct.
So you've been putting out a lot of music on your own, and you just happen to have a batch of great records that you haven't been able to get out because obviously we can't listen to 2-hour albums as much as I'm sure artists would prefer it to be that way. But truth of the matter is, we only have an attention span about the same as a fish.
Maybe like the first 2 tracks.
Yeah. What's actually funny is I think it was partially that and partially maybe my own attention span.
Yeah.
But I pretty much stopped making 3-verse songs. Like even full song, even Peace, even most of my songs are maximum 2 verses because I get the 2 down and I'm like, yeah, that says it. You know what I mean? Most people aren't going to tune in for a 3rd verse anyway, so let me...
I'll stick around for a 3rd. I'm just so conditioned for a 3rd verse.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So, sure.
I think there is a detriment to either being too long or too short. There's always that fine line between when knowing to give up and when to keep going. And I think sometimes that's where a great producer and editor come into play. Like, you should probably just stop. And then you're like, hey, maybe this deserves a little bit more content. So let's talk a little bit about like your style. Like you have a very obviously you're from the East Coast, so your style like that East Coast. That flair about it shines through on your records, but they're very colorful records as well. So it doesn't feel like the East Coast aura of production that we often hear. Is that a reflection of just being in LA now? And I think we talked a little bit about this too, about transcending both of those styles together, and that's what's making up sort of this new refined Skipp Whitman that we're hearing.
I think so, and I forget if I may not have mentioned it. And actually, since we last talked, I've really dug deep into doing a lot of music videos. And
I was about to ask about that.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's actually a big thing. I think that's affected my style because now it gets to the point where when I sit down to make a song, as I'm making the song, I'm almost directing the music video as I create it. So whether it's like a production element or lyrics or like a drop, I'm thinking of how that's gonna, transcend into a music video. So I think that might, also have influenced it. And that's been a lot of fun to do those and easy in LA actually. So
yeah. Can I say something about like your music videos? It's like they actually feel like movies.
Yeah,
it's that's dope. That's dope.
And like we're checking out Good Night right now. We're gonna play a clip of that in just a moment. But like you're playing a cop. You're sort of on your creep on your creep fest, and then you get run down. But to me, it doesn't feel like too often people don't put money or value into the music video.
Yeah,
I like to give you some kudos that like you actually like put some money into your music video budget. That's very, very cool of you.
Thank you. I mean, my landlord doesn't appreciate it, but you know what I mean? I'm glad that you do.
He's like, music video or living space?
Right. They can wait. They have other apartments.
It's going to be all right.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, and I mean, it's just fun. You know what I mean? And out in LA, especially, you have so many people with just like insane gear and creativity and they're trying to compete to break through as well. So you wind up getting these incredible products for, it's still an investment, but there's definitely a lot of resources for that out here for sure. So
all right.
Appreciate it.
Let's get into Good Night. We want to play a clip off this. This isn't on the, this is on the album, right?
It is.
It is.
It actually it was more unfinished when I was thinking of it and I wound up finishing it. So.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I listened to the record. I wasn't sure, but it is definitely on there. Teddy Rockspin provides the cuts on that. Let's get into that. We're talking with Skipp Whitman here on WLUW's The Morning Rush. Weekend Gabe and Tony. We'll be back more with him right here on 88.7 FM.
At a hospital a short time later. The incident rattled parents and kids in the tightly knit community.
At night when the freaks come out, when police somehow overlook whole streets for miles where thieves are found and decent people leave out of town and the bar court's crowded but everyone's out of bounds where the sound seem to carry more that they light's done. The more that they light, the lighter you can smell what they spun. The more that you light, the lighter everything seem one could understand how someone could succumb rather numb. If you're trying to climb the ladder of success, confess the best plan is to over-obsess unless you ain't got time. But you know what they say, you either do it or don't. There ain't no such thing as trying, it's taken away. I knew somebody in his prime would start to slip and thought if all I bought is this and I'll be good, then thought it different. As soon as this was finished, then went on to fight a battle with addiction, which he eventually lost, and now I miss him. And as I lay myself to sleep, I'ma leave a minute, this ain't even me, mama please,
8:50 here on The Morning Rush. We're talking with Skipp Whitman here on 88.7 FM Weekend Gabe with Tony. And that was not a real news report, just FYI for those who are just tuning in.
True. It's like Hawaii, man. You don't want to get out that incorrect information.
No, you do not want to be the one to push the wrong button.
That voice in the beginning track, that's your friend, right? I think I saw a video of her when she was you guys were recording.
Oh, you know what? Oh, you saw that? Oh, that's dope. No, I just pulled that off of YouTube.
I swear, I thought that sounded like her.
Hey,
it did. She has a great broadcast voice.
She does.
So Skip, I just ran across this last night when I was looking up a little bit of information about you. But you got sued by by Richard Pryor's estate, 12 years ago?
That was crazy.
So talk a little bit about that.
It didn't quite get to a lawsuit, but basically what happened was, let's see, it was a mixtape that I put together, and it was over mainly Jay Dilla and Jake One beats.
Okay.
And I was like, how can I make this more interesting? So I realized the movie. I forget the movie, but it was one of the ones with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. And in the movie, Gene Wilder's name is Skipp. And so Richard Pryor's like, skip this, skip that, and I'm listening. I'm like, this is gold. Like, this is nuts. So what I wound up doing is cutting up Richard Pryor talking to Skipp, and I flipped it so that he hosted the mixtape. So he was kind of talking throughout the mixtape, like, Skipp, and he's like, oh, Skipp, you're always this, and Skipp. And so it was called Skipp Whitman versus Richard Pryor, and I put his face on the cover and my face on the cover, and I just started pushing it out and everything, and then I got a message through Facebook, and it was Richard Pryor's widow, and it was like, congratulations on the mixtape, but unfortunately, she was like, I have a cease and desist order ready with Sony Music Group or whoever owns the rights to everything.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need to cut that out. And so what I wound up doing was taking all the Richard Pryor stuff off and re-releasing the mixtape and calling it Clean, with like a bathroom soap type of theme. Yeah. I mean, so out of respect, I was like, the fact that she got it, like, that was enough. Like, that was successful, that she was able to, that it made its way to her. So yeah, that was wild, man. That was crazy.
It's really funny when you hear stories of people who are almost sued by bigger brands or corporations. They're like, hey man, at least you noticed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had no money behind it, no anything, and exactly. I mean, there's nothing else I could have, hoped for. So, I mean, my contention always was if he had been alive and had heard it, I feel like he would have messed with it. But Oh
wow. I mean, but still, it gave you a little bit of notoriety during that part, especially early in your career. So, I mean, was it the Trump model? It's like any publicity is good publicity.
Oh
so,
yeah, of course.
I mean, yeah, man, totally. I'm about all set with his publicity, but anyway,
facts. So tell us when this new unreleased album is going to be coming out.
So it's definitely going to be out before the end of January. What I've been doing, as I said, with these videos is it's fun because I've been able to release them, but I'm trying to release this one with a new video. So because of just the timing and editing with that one, I'm just sort of trying to coordinate timing, but it'll definitely be out before the end of January because I've committed to do at least one new music video every single month indefinitely. So it'll be out with the new music video, which is to another track on the project called Escalator Music, and the whole video I'm just sitting on this 2-minute long escalator. So
nice,
it's really fun, and I did it to a bossa nova beat and stuff, and so it'll be out definitely in January for sure. Unfinished song.
All right, nice. That's fantastic, man. I'm so glad that you're still plugging away. We're talking a little bit off air that you're starting to get some TV spots as well with your work, which is fantastic.
Yes, man. Like I was telling you, man, as soon as I see that caller ID, I'm picking it up before it even rings. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, how can I help you? It's dope.
Oh, you need my music for Bad Girls Club? Yes. I got tons of records.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
You're such a fun guest to always have on. We appreciate you joining us. Are you gonna hit the road anytime soon this year?
Man, honestly, my goal, my hope is that, from just continuing to drop videos and connect people, I just want to get to the point where there's that demand for me to get out there, and I'll be out there for sure.
All right, well, I'll do what I can from this side. I think you're the music is really great. The attitude is so positive, man. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
The videos are always fun.
So much.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great for him to shoot a video in Chicago?
Hey, for real.
I would in a heartbeat, man. I would love to.
Oh man,
you probably wouldn't be able to do the safari get up you had in that time video, but because it's freezing over here. So.
No, what's funny about that is I got all that off Amazon and returned it after the shoot. That was perfect.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, Skipp, man, thank you so much for getting up early because it's 6 o'clock on your side, so we appreciate you waking up.
I got Starbucks. My pleasure.
There you go. That's why I thought of Starbucks, because you were at a Starbucks last time talking with us, because they were the only place open.
Full circle. Full circle. Exactly.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man. We'll hear from you soon, I'm sure.
All right, bro. All right, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, that's Skipp Whitman, MC, who has a new record out, Unreleased Records, Unreleased Songs, Volume 1.
Unfinished songs.
Unfinished songs, that's right. He's such a thrill to talk to. Man, we had a great show, a lot of great guests, a lot of great conversation. This was a really fun show. And to think that I almost missed it and overslept.
Oh, yeah, Gabe. I mean, you gotta... Do you know what time you have your alarm set for?
It was supposed to be for 5, but, hey, I don't know.
You're probably going to get an alarm for 5 tomorrow.
I bet it's 5 p.m. That's what it is.
Waking me up from my nap before this 7 o'clock night game.
I know, right? Well, enjoy your birthday brunch, Tony.
I appreciate it.
Happy birthday once again.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to do it again right here on the 88.7 FM, WLUW's The Morning Rush on Weekend Gabe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Weekend Gabe, at Morning Rush Shy. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace.
We out.